Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your beginning to mid-June 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's begin, Taurus, with seeing what energy we are to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, we have two. So we have the Hermit and the Ten of Cups. Ooh, that's... Okay, just give me a moment. There's something about turning inward to find happiness, all right? And there's a sense here of we have to stay very focused. We have to be mindful of the fact that we can turn inward, but it's going to be like a to-do list that we're going to see. I just am looking at it and it's like, okay, well, I have to get this done and I have to get this done and this has to be this and that has to be that. And, we'll start checking things off. But it's like, no, you need to turn inward to see what truly makes you happy. And also to look at what truly makes you happy and understand, okay, this is my happiness, this is my choice, this is what I desire. And then there's another person's happiness and another person's choice, and that's what they desire. There's this real sense of self as we turn inward, and there's this real sense of realization, but we have to be mindful that we can get completely caught up in another person's happiness. Why? They look more successful than we do. They look like they have it all together. They're, carefully curated pictures on Instagram or, Snapchat or wherever the heck they are is better, looks happier than our real life. And we have to realize that social media is a lie. So many things that we see are airbrushed and lied and, carefully edited to just show exactly what they want you to see. So as we turn inward, we have to look at our happiness. And that's going to be, Taurus, that's going to be so important for us just to sit there and say, well, this is what makes me happy. And it doesn't matter if you don't get it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make you happy. It makes me happy. And that's what matters here. So let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is Rebirth. I love this card. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. And I'm just hearing right now that, the Earth Star is so appropriate for us because we are Earth energy, right? We're an Earth sign. So here, when we're looking at being reborn, we're also looking at a grounding of ourselves, a greater understanding of what we want and what we need. If we have an air sign energy in our chart as well, that's really going to be the part of us that is a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more of like, oh, look at that, or look at this. And if we don't have an air sign energy in our chart, I really do see us kind of aligning with more creative, free-thinking, kind of opened to interpretation type of people. And they're going to help us really to fly, see things differently. And that's just going to be a beautiful part of this time, that we're so inquisitive and we're so beautiful and we're so opened. That's really nice. So let's see, excuse me. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So I'm going to turn everyone over at once. We're doing a Celtic cross. Yeah, there's that air sign energy coming through again. There you are, Taurus. This is definitely your reading. Okay. I love that the Hermit has come forward. Again, that turning inward. Okay. So what is being seen here is where we are right now. For me, the Three of Cups is a bit more complex. So the Three of Cups is not only the people who celebrate us, but it is also the people who are supposed to celebrate us. The people who raised their glass to us, but couldn't celebrate us. And so here, that's the energy that we're contending with right now. We're contending with, these are my people. These are the people who love me and cherish me. These are my people who celebrate me. And we know who those people are. But we also have the energy of, these are the people who were supposed to celebrate me. My parents, my teachers, my mentors, my siblings, my friends, my coworkers, my lovers. These were the people who were supposed to celebrate me. And they couldn't. These aren't, when our family and everybody shows up for us. This is the ones that just can't. They're not able to. And we're going to find during this time, it's really affecting us. Why haven't you shown up for me the same way I would show up for you, type of thing. And we're coming to certain realizations that might be painful ones, but they're empowering ones, because now it's like, I'm not chasing that approval, that energy anymore. I'm just not. I'm looking at who celebrates me, and I'm absolutely embracing that. And it leads us to our challenge, and our challenge is to turn inward. That's the energy that we have to be mindful of, because when we do turn inward, because it is going to be so challenging for us, it can almost feel like I turn inward and then I just dive down the rabbit hole, right? I just completely go after everything that I need and desire inwardly, and I lose myself to the outside world. Our challenge is going to be the balance of turning in and seeing who we are, seeing what we want, seeing what we really desire from our world and ourselves, and being able to see us. And not hold ourselves up to comparison with everybody and everything else. It moves us then to what we're focused on. This is the King of Swords. This is that air sign energy coming through. This is the power of our voice. This is the clarity of our mind. We're really focused on, you know what, now I know. I know what I need. I know what I want. I know what I'm saying. I know where I'm going. This is what I know. This is the highest of the court cards. When it comes to air sign energy is the voice and the mind and the learning and the understanding and the empowerment, but also the knowing. This is a tremendous time for us to learn, but this is also a tremendous time for us to lead. It moves us then to our past. The Four of Wands, celebration, establishment of a sturdy, stable home, a celebration in body, spirit, and joy of what we desire in life. Our past was building something stable. We were laying down the foundation. And as we laid down the foundation, it brings us to our strength, which is us. This is the Hierophant. And Taurus, we are represented by the Hierophant in the major arcana. So this is the very essence of us. Our past, remember up until the beginning of June, that's our past, is laying down the foundation for who we are, what we want. And we're going to see that during this time, we're ascending to new power. We're ascending to a greater understanding of where we're headed, but also why we're here. We're looking at things with wonderment and beauty. We're looking at things with a sense of, I can do this. Because the Hierophant isn't about going against the establishment. The Hierophant isn't about, I'm going to break down all the norms and create something new and completely different. The Hierophant is saying, okay, this is the structure. I'm going to use it to the highest of my advantage. You can shake everything up. Actually, Taurus, you're a tremendously good shaker-upper of situations and people and institutions and things. You come in there and you're like, I don't care if this is the way it's always been. It's inefficient. It's not practical. It's going to change. And the shocking thing is that you do it. Like, that is the thing it just tickles me. And so that's our greatest strength. Our greatest strength is us. And when we have that belief within ourselves, when we have that vision, when we have that voice, when we have that clarity, oh my gosh, are we unstoppable? And we have that during this time. And it moves us to our near future. And it's the Hangman. We have to look at things differently. We're going to be seeing things differently. We have to look at it differently. because it'll be so easy to be caught up in, again, everybody else's narrative, that we forget to see what's really there. We forget to see what we really need, or why our vision is like, oh, I need to tweak that, or that needs to be different like that. We can fall into the narrative of other people. We need to be very mindful of that. We're going to be looking at things differently, and it's going to make us feel a bit of an outcast, or it's going to make us feel like, well, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just thinking of how best to explain this. So we're seeing it differently, and Spirit is saying to us, don't think you're wrong just because they don't agree with you. Stick to your guns, but also look at things and look at it from the angle that they're looking at it as, and see if it makes sense, see if it fits, see if there's a level of truth, because we don't want to be so stubborn that we automatically just think ourselves right and forget everybody else. But we also don't want to be so accommodating that we lose our voice to just fit in with everybody else. It moves us to our suggested approach, and that is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is like, I'm ready, I'm going, I'm really heading forward. That's why air sign energy is so important to us, because again, we have the swords, and the sword is that air sign energy, that sense of movement, that sense of voice, that sense of action, that sense of doing is just all around us during this time. And it can be, because air sign energy is Gemini. We're in the Gemini period right now. From May 21st to June 20th is the Gemini period. And we have us coming out of Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde was from May 10th to June 3rd. And the shadow period is until the 18th. So with Mercury coming forward and the voice being mumbled and communications being jumbled and things feeling more chaotic than we want them to be, our real strength comes from the fact that we are so focused on what needs to be done. We're so focused at the bigger picture that we embrace our voice. We see what we want. We know what we need, and we're going after it, period, and stop. So while everybody else is kind of floundering, we're actually going to find here, Taurus, that we're not. We're very determined, we're very open, and we're very driven during this time. It moves us to what we need to know. And we need to know that God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing us a gift. A passion, of creativity, of insight, of new ideas, when it comes to our work, when it comes to our hobbies, when it comes to things that bring us that spark, that illumination as to why we're here on this earth. This is our fire. This is what warms us. This is what sustains us. This is what keeps us going. And divinity is handing us a gift of this. So we're going to see new doors opening. We're going to see ourselves opening up more. We're going to look at things in very different ways. And it brings us to our hopes and our fears. We hope, and we really do, that the fighting has stopped. Because the Five of Wands is nonsensical fighting, just for the sense of, just because we want to. It's usually children. Here, it looks, you could even say these were adolescents. Kind of like hormones got the best of you. You're either fighting or, disagreeing or trying to prove your point, pretending that you're an adult, right? And just thinking, doing so is being, all sass and vinegar. And what we're going to really hope for is that the fighting has stopped. What we're fearful of is that the fighting hasn't stopped, and that it's just a waste of energy. I don't know if this is like office politics coming in, or this is, having to maybe even deal with teenagers and, our kids are teenagers and we're like, oh my gosh, could you stop fighting, type of thing. And it's just a draining energy. And we really do see it as pointless. We really do see the answers have come forward. And if you would just listen, because we really do know. And when we say we know, people think to us, oh, you're just being a bit of a show off, or, oh, of course you know everything. But we really do know. So just knowing that, and knowing that this chaos is going on when there are such positive, beautiful answers, that's a really frustrating thing for us. So do be mindful of that. And then we have our potential future, which is a growth into something beautiful. The Seven of Pentacles. Be patient, but you have a healing touch. I mean, if you want to learn Reiki, if you know Reiki, Taurus, this is a time where your touch is just going to be powerful. You're going to find that your touch is astoundingly healing and astoundingly beautiful. Embrace it. Be patient, because things are growing slowly. It's kind of like an oak tree, right? You have the complicated root system growing, and then the tree will slowly grow in the surface where you can see it. But just because you can't see it doesn't mean that the foundation isn't being built. It doesn't mean that, the root system isn't going out and making that tree just incredibly strong, making your future and making your prosperity incredibly strong. It moves us to going deeper into the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. Actually, it's this one. Ooh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have our past, our present, and our future. Our past is the Ace of Cups. I love that. Our present is the Moon and the Ace of Wands. Again, the Ace of Wands coming through very strongly here. Did we have the Ace of Wands before? And then our future is the Star. So if we have Aquarius energy in our chart, because Aquarius is an air sign energy and we have Aquarius right here, if we have that within our natal chart, that's going to come through so powerfully in our own spirit, in our way of being. So just be prepared for that. If you don't have Aquarius in your chart, I actually see that a lot of Aquarius traits, a lot of those really positive, calming, blessed traits are really coming forward in you, Taurus. And I don't know exactly why that is. It moves us to our past, which is the Ace of Cups. There's been a lot of healing. There have been times in our past, and remember, our past is up until the beginning of June, right? And there have been times in our past where we just feel like weepy. We just felt overwhelmed. We felt, more connected, and yet maybe even less connected to ourselves at the exact same time. So it was a hard thing to really pin down and understand. But we have been cleansing away negative energy, hurtful energy. A lot of the emotional pain that we've just buried deep inside us has been coming to the surface and being let go of. So we have been through a very emotionally chaotic and even just regularly chaotic time period. And we felt it a lot because a lot has been cleansed, and we've actually found that we're becoming stronger of heart. It doesn't mean that we're becoming distant of heart. It means that we are really emotionally connecting with ourselves more and more and more and more and more. And things that would have once just absolutely devastated us, we're like, no, I can withstand that. I can live through that. I did live through that. I'm really quite powerful. It moves us to our present energy, which is the Moon. We're facing a lot of fears. The subconscious and conscious part of ourselves are coming together. We're also really embracing change. This is going to be a time where we want to see a lot of change moving forward. We have been apprehensive about that change, but now we're just like, you know what, it has to be done. It has to be done. I have to go for it. I need to do it. And that's what I'm doing. And it leads us to the Ace of Wands. And this is, again, God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of passion, of creativity, of insight, of ideas. There's a fire to us. And that's really also what helps change the situations and guide us in a way that we hadn't anticipated to be guided, or even to have come into our lives. So there's this real fire, this creativity, and there's this real sense of, I hadn't seen it before. But we also need the quiet. We're going to work best in the quiet, not surrounded in a sea of noise. So like, I'm just seeing like a coffee shop, or, some sort of, like, I don't know if somebody, you plug it in your computer at the mall or something like that. I'm just seeing a big shopping area, coffee shop, like a lot of people in, a lot of people out. You're going to need more quiet. So if you need a workspace outside of the house, I would really suggest a library, or somewhere, like even if it's a coffee shop, just somewhere that's really more quiet, more centered, because you're going to really feed off of that energy. If you could do it outside, if it's not too hot where you are or too cold where you are, if you could do it outside, you're actually going to find that I'm just seeing you ground yourself. So even if you slipped off your shoes and grounded yourself, or just, placed your feet on the ground and didn't cross your legs, really grounded yourself into the earth, and envisioned your roots going down, you would actually see that your work improves. Yeah, that's going to be important. And then it leads us to our future, the star. We're becoming a star. Like, we're going to be a star of a certain situation. People are going to be like, oh, you're the star. You're the linchpin. You're the one who made this happen. But there's also a real sense of our wishes coming true. There's a real sense of what we are passionate about coming forward, and what we deeply wanted, not what we crossed our fingers for, but what we as individuals deeply, deeply wanted, really starting to come to the surface. And really seeing that passion, that desire, that beauty coming into our lives. It moves us to our subconscious energy, which begins with, where did we go? The Three of Swords. We have been looking at a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of disappointment. Subconsciously, it's like I've been heartbroken. It's almost like I've been through I don't know if it's a divorce or something really, either changing jobs at work, or, some sort of really big emotional change has come forward. And we've had to look at the heartbreak. We've had to look at the pain. We've had to look at the way it's disappointed and devastated us. And here, what I love is that she's screaming. She's screaming and she's saying, yes, this hurt, but I'm releasing it. I'm not letting this pain define me for the rest of my life. It might be an ugly moment now. It might be a time that I really need to release and revive myself, but I'm doing it. And I'm naming the pains that have held me back, that have hurt me, that have devastated me, that have overwhelmed me. And I'm releasing them. I just really do see this beautiful release. And it brings us then to our subconscious past energy, which is the Lovers. Strong Gemini energy coming forward. Of course, we are in the Gemini time period. Also, Mercury retrograde is going to really be bringing out what we love, because we're going to be tripping over certain things, and we're going to be like, why is this happening? Because I need to focus on what I love. I need to focus on what I need. I need to focus on bringing that love forward in my life. And there's just a sense of duality. There's going to be two parts of ourselves, like the part of ourselves that is seen at work, or like kind of the boss self, the part that goes after things, conquers things, achieves things, and then the home self, the part that is gentler and quieter and loving and nurturing. We need those two sides of ourselves to come forward during this time. The sacred feminine and the sacred masculine to come forward within our lives. They are both blessed, and we need to find that balance within them. It moves us to our subconscious present energy, which is the Hierophant. Again, this is us, the very essence of ourselves during this time coming forward. We are powerful, we are blessed, we are determined. Excuse me. We are so in tune with who we are and what we want that it's almost scary to us. So just be aware of that. Be aware that you really are a powerful, beautiful driving force. It brings us then to our subconscious future self, and it's the Five of Cups. This Five of Cups is very interesting because it's not about, changing your mind and changing your life. It's really being proactive about what you want and sitting there and saying, okay, I'm cleaning this out. I'm freshening this up. I'm looking at things in a different way. So yeah, it's changing your mind, changing your life, but it's almost like I'm clearing the cobwebs out. I'm clearing the stagnation out. Now it is time for so much more than I thought possible. And I just see it like a spring cleaning type of thing, like a release. And it's going to be so necessary and so powerful for the heart. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Six of Swords. Be mindful who's guiding the ship. I mean, that's just what came through instantaneously with Spirit. Spirit's just like, be mindful who's leading you forward. Be mindful who has control of the information and who has the final say in things. Our subconscious chakra energy is the sacral chakra and relationships. Relationships are very important to us. And this is going to be a time where we're looking at those relationships and saying, what's toxic, what's not, what do I want to be part of, the air that I breathe and the breath that I speak and the beauty that supports me, and what isn't there, like can't possibly be what I need. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus, and may blessings always be with you.